Hello, dear ones. It's Maria here. Today is November 26, 2021, and I'd like to talk to you about how can you get away from fear to love by practicing forgiveness. But first, let's go back a little bit. We are created by God like Himself. We incarnate on earth and we forgot who we are. But we incarnate with two thought systems. One is the ego mind that's responsible for keeping us alive, and the other is our internal guidance system that's responsible to, through your feelings, tell you when you are on your path that's always towards love or going away from your path out, going away from love. So what I realize is throughout history, and since we were born, we were encouraged to ignore our feelings, not to say don't follow your heart because it might get you in trouble. You were practically forced to do as we are told, to stop, to really being ourselves since we are very little. Do as you're told. So is that really for our benefit? I'm not sure. Let's figure it out. So we also come to earth with our free will, and the free will really starts in the mind, because you can be in prison, but if your mind is free, you wouldn't suffer as much, as you can really go anywhere you want with your mind. With your mind, you can determine how you're gonna feel. It's not because you are in prison that you need to feel miserable. That's your decision. So if your mind is free, if you can really think for yourself, you can really feel that internal guidance is telling you, that's your connection to God. That might be a very important tool to have. But I realized that our society and the schools, the first thing, nobody really taught us that our thoughts really matter. Nobody told that through your thoughts and through your emotions, you create your own reality. And it's kind of hard to prove because there is the lag time. You think of something here, you keep thinking for some time, and then that will manifest in the future. Because it doesn't happen right away, you don't think you don't see the relation in between. For example, I always have a feeling that eat fast food is not good for me. I always, following my internal guide systems, I always stay away from that. But now I have more information, and I know that eat fast food is there is a very possibility that you will get a cancer later on. But because you don't eat fast food today and get the cancer tomorrow, you don't see the relationship in between. But let's move forward a little bit. What's really helped me to get away from fear, and why I think that's important to be talking about today and share my experience. For example, when this pandemic really started, I realized that I wasn't as fearful, and I didn't have much of the bad impact in my life that happened to many other people. People that I would met, wherever I would go, on the mall, on the market, they had that fear, that suffering that I wasn't experiencing. And I start thinking, if they knew what I know, they might have a different experience. So I started to try to share to them some of the, give them reference of the books and videos that I've been studying, especially the last 3 years. I would write little notes and just give away for the waitress, literally from to anybody that I could call the attention to. Even if sometimes my ego mind would kind of, they think you are weird, you're out of your mind. So I don't care. I will do what I'm being guided to do. So what they will do is with them. So one of the things that I always encouraged them to do was really listen to the videos of Abraham Hicks. They really emphasize how important are your thoughts, and they give very easy tips to learn how to direct your thoughts and really focus in what you want to create. And another very important source that really helped me tremendously is A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles was written in 1977, and the reason, I understand that the reason why this book was necessary was because we were really misguided to ignore our thought systems. We are really encouraged to rationalize everything, to put our mind, I wouldn't really say the mind, to put the ego mind, even though they try to not to say it's okay if you're thinking you'll be, they use our ego mind, they control our emotions through, and encourage us to really be fearful, and our ego mind has been really controlling the life of many people, and it was controlling mine too. But this book was really designed to take back the control of your mind. How can you really understand when you are having a thought that's coming from your ego mind or from your guide systems? It's simple. Anything that towards love and joy and understanding, it's come from your guidance system. Anything that's fear-based, it's come from your ego. You remember that fear-based, the fear, false evidence appearing real, that's come from your ego. There is an example. Let's say you are going a road and you are in a forky road, and let's say on the right there is a danger on the right. What your guidance system will tell you is, come to the left. You'll be happy here on the left. It won't tell you, please do not ever go on the right because there is a danger there. Because if just by saying that is inflicting fear on you, you just gently say, come to the left, come to the left. That's the path you should go. That's what you're gonna be good for you. So A Course in Miracles has 3 parts. One is the text that basically explain more about who we are, where we came from, what we are doing here, what's our connection with God. Because we are here, experience separation. Are we disconnected from God? No. God gave us our map home, that's our guidance system. So we are not disconnected from God, and there is many ways to really feel that connection, to really realize that connection that we'll be talking more later on. But the one of the most effective is by creativity. If you are doing something creative, at that moment you are connecting to God. And by creative thing, I'm not just telling about painting, that's one example of it, but can be cooking, can be knitting, can be sewing, can be dancing, can be literally anything that's creative, that you are putting your attention in the now, in what you are doing at the moment. So another part is the workbook. It has 365 lessons, and you should do just one a day. Why? Because those lessons were designed to undo the programming of your mind slowly, to bring your mind back to the natural state. But throughout decades and centuries, our mind has been programmed slowly, is very slowly, and to undo needs to be done very slowly too, because you don't want to do too fast. If you do too fast, you're gonna lose the reference about yourself, and that's not the way to do. It needs to be done slowly, so you have time to adjust and then move to the following step. In the beginning, you might find that the lessons, you're not going to understand the lesson. It can even think that's kind of silly, but just do the lessons and you're going to understand better later. And another thing you might think is, okay, but 365 days, I have to expend the whole year to get the benefits of doing those lessons? Actually, no. After 30 days, if you are doing the lessons correctly, and you're gonna realize that you are more peaceful, that you are starting to respond to external things in a different way, and it's really worth it. After 30 days, you really will be encouraged to continue, because the day you don't do, our mind will automatically go back to the state that it was before, and you're not gonna like it, because now you know how feel to be in peace. So you really want to continue. And what happened after 365 days? Well, we start all over again. I'm in my third year, and next year I'm planning to do a live in Portuguese. I hope that all work out, but that's what I'm being guided to do right now. And in 2019, we got a beautiful gift from Tina, Louise, Spalding, and Jesus. They started doing on January 1st, 2019, the lessons online. And I would do every day the lessons with them. Tina would read the lessons, and then Jesus would comment on that lesson. And he would put a link on that lesson with our present, how you can utilize that lesson in the things that you are experiencing at the moment. There is the book, is called A Year of Forgiveness, That's a very beautiful book. My 5-year-old tells the beautiful book. That's how he calls. He loves books. So I think that's all for today. I hope you feel inspired to start your lessons and be gentle to yourself. Move one step at a time. And remember that forgiveness must start with yourself. Much love and light to you.